All right, Bears fans, we got a jam-packed show coming up, so stick with us here. But first, we got a subscriber battle going on with our Cowboys YouTube channel here at Chat Sports. It's called the Cowboys Report. Over the last 28 days, they've picked up just over 2,600 new subscribers. We picked up over 2,000, a very good number. But I want to beat Tom Downey and the Cowboys Report because the Bears play the Cowboys later this season. So if we win in subscribers, better chance we're going to win on the field. That's just science. So hit that subscribe button for daily videos. Let's make it a competition. Let's beat the Cowboys Report over the next 28 days and new subscribers. Today's episode of Bears Now is presented by LinkedIn Talent Solutions. You want to hire the right people, right? Well, LinkedIn Talent Solutions is going to help you do that. You can post your job for free at linkedin.com/NFL Daily. We're a good example here at Chat Sports. We just hired 4 new people, feeling good about all our new employees. You can as well. LinkedIn.com/NFL Daily. Post your job for free. All right, trade rumors, SZN. A lot of trade buzz out there here on a Thursday morning, afternoon. It's almost lunchtime here. Maybe we'll have another video this afternoon. Kenny Golladay. Could the Bears trade for Kenny Golladay? He played just 2 snaps last week. His future with the Giants is unclear at best. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler had more on this situation for the high-paid receiver. When a receiver with a $21.15 million cap hit plays just 2 snaps on Sunday, there's no coming back from that, Fowler says. This is a classic case of a new regime, GM Joe Schoen, Coach Brian Daboll, taking over a contract it wouldn't have done itself. And when that's the case, teams look for exit strategies. Of course, and then Kenny Golladay said, he says, of course, I don't really agree with it in terms of playing only 2 snaps or like it. But I can only control what I can control, which is to come to work every day. I should be playing regardless. That's a fact. Things are not going well for Kenny Golladay with the Giants. He thinks he should be playing. Brian Daboll saying you're not going to play. He is owed over $60 million over the next 3 years. We'll take a look at his contract in a minute. Lots of things going on here, and the Giants are in a tricky spot because his contract can't really be cut right now. If they cut him, it costs them even more money in dead cap hit, so I don't think that'll happen. But I want to ask you this, and then we'll kind of take a look at the cap implications. Would you trade for wide receiver Kenny Golladay? Remember, the Bears tried to sign him last offseason. Type Y for yes, type in for no. Would you try to trade for Kenny Golladay? Get your votes in down in the comments. Now, before you answer that fully, and you can answer it now or in a minute, look at his contract, okay? Left side is his cap hit. Right side is his dead cap hit. So this year, he's making $21.2 million, dead cap hit of $31.4 million. So they can't trade him because if they trade him, that's what it costs an extra or they can't cut him, That costs an extra $10 million for the Giants. $21.4 million next year. Dead cap hit of 14.7, so they could save just about $7 million if they were to cut him next year. 2024, $21.4 million cap hit with the 6.8 dead cap. So if the Bears were to trade for him, if they don't like what they see by 2024, they could cut him with not a huge penalty. But let's be honest, this is a brutal contract. You're still 2 years away from somewhat being able to get out of that contract. Even if you cut him next year to save $6.5, $7 million, you're still having almost $15 million in dead cap. So if you're going to trade for Kenny Golladay, number one, you're not giving up much, if anything, in draft capital. And number two, the Giants would either have to restructure his contract, which he would have to agree to, or they would have to eat most of his salary because this contract is brutal for the production he's been putting on the field. There's simply no way around it. Now, for the Bears, A, they tried to get him last year, even if it was a different regime, and B, let's be honest, the wide receiver core, major questions. Velus Jones still injured, N'Keal Harry on IR. Darnell Mooney even only has 2 catches through 2 games. Not great. Kenny Golladay, even though he hasn't been productive, would probably get more playing time here. Now, I say that knowing that he hasn't really put together a solid season since 2019. That's a while ago. 2020, he was hurt a lot. 2021, first year of the Giants, wasn't very good, albeit Daniel Jones wasn't good, and then he got hurt and things fell apart. Prior regime. This year, though, he can't even get on the field. He hasn't been productive lately, folks. And by lately, I mean in 3 years. So, again, if you're going to trade for him, I'm not giving up any major capital at all, maybe a conditional 7th-round pick, and the Giants have got to eat most of that salary. Otherwise, he is not worth trading for. Now, if he were to get cut for some reason, sure, I wouldn't put a claim for him, but I would sign him if he cleared waivers, but I am not trading for that current contract as it currently sits. All right, LinkedIn Talent Solutions. They're going to help you hire the right people. The Giants thought they made a nice hit with Kenny Golladay last offseason. That was not the correct hire for the New York Giants. Hopefully Matt Eberflus was, though, for the Chicago Bears. Listen, if you're a small business looking to grow, hiring just the beginning. That's the key step. You got to hire the right people, and LinkedIn Talent Solutions is going to help you do that. So go to linkedin.com/NFL Daily, and you can find the best candidates possible. You can add your job in the purple hiring frame to LinkedIn profile to spread the word that you're hiring once you get going on their website frame there. Simple tools like screening questions make it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience so you can quickly prioritize who you would like to interview and hire. Go to linkedin.com/NFL Daily. That is linkedin.com/NFL Daily. Find the right candidates that you want to faster, and you will be good to go. LinkedIn.com/NFL Daily. That link is in the comments and description of this video. All right, let's talk about Robert Quinn. More trade rumors around him resurfacing here. Bleacher Report kind of did a early in the season trade candidates article, and he was the #1 trade candidate in the National Football League. Here's more from Bleacher Report. If Chicago starts creeping toward a lost season, the idea of trading Quinn would be tough to ignore, given his production, 18.5 sacks last year, and 4 pressures and a sack so far this year. He should bring a sizable return in a trade. So a lot of time here for Ryan Poles. This is not something you would have to rush. Obviously, number one, it's not anywhere close to a lost season at this point. The Bears are 1-1, which I think is pretty solid given who they've played so far. And number two, the NFL trade deadline is 6 weeks away. You've got until November 1st, which is actually my birthday, so there you go. Happy birthday to me. We'll be covering the trade deadline here at Chat Sports. But the point being is the Bears will have a much clearer picture on where they sit by then, because you look at the schedule between now and the trade deadline, 1-1 so far, beat the Niners, lost to the Packers. You got the Texans this week, at the Giants, 2 very winnable games. Tough one at the Vikings, but then a winnable game at home against the Commanders, at the Patriots, which we'll see how New England's looking like then. They bounce back in week 2. At Dallas in week 8, we'll see if Dak Prescott's back. I think he will be. So you'll have 8 games in the books before the trade deadline hits before week 9. Now, 3-5 or worse, that could signal trading Robert Quinn. You're like, yeah, probably not going to make a playoff push this year. But if the Bears are 4-4 or better and they're trying to make the playoffs, then I wouldn't think they would force a trade. Now, if a team comes calling and say, hey, we'll give you a first or a second and a third or something like that, yeah, that's something you'd have to consider. But I do think it'll depend on where the Bears sit in the standings at that point in time. I don't think they're a team looking to trade Robert Quinn right now, but a lot can change over the next 6 weeks. What do you guys think? Predict it. When the trade deadline comes and pass, will the Bears have traded Robert Quinn? Type 1 for yes, Type 0 for no. I don't know. I'm leaning no, but I definitely think if things were to go south, that trading Quinn would make sense. Let us know, 1 for yes or 0 for no. All right, that's the trade rumors section of the show. Let's get to some news here. It's still kind of in the rumor category, but the news is that Lucas Patrick was snapping at practice on Wednesday. Practice is going to get going here in a little bit today, so if there's a major development, we'll probably have another video this afternoon. That's why you subscribe. But he was seen practicing. Bit of a blurry photo here, but that is him snapping the football yesterday at Hallis Hall. The cast is off the hand, which that's a good sign. That is something you love to see, because hopefully Lucas Patrick can play center this week, because Sam Mustipher has done an admirable job. He's got experience, but let's just be honest. He's not a starting caliber center, at least week in and week out in the NFL. Good backup. He can play guard or center as a backup. He's a good rotational guy, but this is your ideal offensive line. Lucas Patrick in there at center, Jenkins the full-time right guard, Larry Borom at right tackle for now, maybe in the future Riley Reef or even Alex Leatherwood makes sense. I want to see how Borom plays over the next couple of weeks. This, for now, would be your ideal offensive line. If Patrick gets in there at center, I actually feel pretty good about this group right now overall. The offensive line has not been the issue for the Bears offense this season. They were blowing the Packers off the ball, especially in the run game. So hopefully Patrick can play this week at center. We'll see if he practices today and tomorrow at that position. That would be very, very nice. Predict it. Do you think Lucas Patrick will start at center this week? Type S for start, type W for won't. I'm going to be glass half full guy. I think he will start at the center position, but let me know what you guys think. All right, there you go. That's it for today's show. At this point in time, again, subscribe, turn on notifications. Decent chance we'll have another video later this afternoon. If not, we'll, of course, have a video tomorrow and Saturday leading up to the game on Sunday when the Bears host the Houston Texans and Lovie Smith. So subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time. Bear down, as always.